Alright, welcome back to another episode of Match Analysis here in Mortal Kombat 11. Today we're going to be taking another look into Champions of the Realm top 8 this time around here for week 4. So we saw pools previously. This is going to be top 8, and we're going to be taking a look at Abyss versus Biohazard. Not going to give any spoilers, but this is a really fun match, and we'll talk about sort of the ripple effects of this afterward. But let's hop into it. Part of the reason I want to do this one, of course, Noob Saibot. I played Noob Saibot before Ultimate came out. I'm taking a little bit of a break so that when I come back to him, I don't have any bad habits from the rigid variations they had before. But looking forward to seeing what Abyss has been doing with Noob Saibot. Definitely one of the best Noob Saibots around. You've got like Parsa also is another, or Parsa HP, another really good Noob Saibot player. But here in Champions of the Realm, Abyss repping Noob Saibot here, and Biohazard, this could be a Kano pick. Biohazard picks a slew of interesting characters, and really it seems like one of the only through lines amongst them all is, do they have a command grab? And of course you see it right there as we take a look at their variation decisions here. The command grab is going to be a part of it. He's also got manhandled on here, so manhandle is going to be access to combo extension here. And the lumbar check is going to be access to some tick throws. It's going to make his down one game after the forward one. That's going to be really deadly. And I mean, in some ways, it is just unga bunga. I mean, that's how like we're talking about Terminator risk. Kano's the same way. He takes risks, doesn't get as much reward. But I mean, Kano is just full on, like, I'm just going to do what I want to do and hope you guess wrong. And the momentum, it can be frustrating. Like, oh, fuck, another Kano ball hit me. What is going on? Like, Kano is, but he can just put you in those situations where you have to just sort of, I guess, because down one into command grab or down one into Kano ball is technically a 50-50, so deal with it. And then here from Abyss, we've got Shadow Slide. That's going to make the Crushing Blow from the clone actually viable. You can get 2 clones per combo instead of just 1, so that's going to be really powerful because the Noob Saibot's clone Crushing Blow is so good. It is so good. It's a massive grip of damage that you can just throw at the end of almost anything. It's off of a fireball, so you can catch it with stray hits even. Granted, it's not a great fireball, but it is what it is. Sickle Snag is going to allow him to combo extend off of his forward 2 string instead of needing to hit some of his other strings. So that will be the combo extension tool here. We're not going to be seeing the teleport as the combo extender. We'll be seeing Sickle Snag here from Abyss. And then we've got Spirit Ball. So this will be the actual zoning tool here from Noob Saibot. The clone gets beat. Anybody that has their own fireball can throw it and it will make the clone go away. So Noob Saibot's clone is not really great for zoning. And Shadow Slide, as strong as it is, only goes about half screen. So we're not going to be seeing Shadow Slide as a competent zoning tool for long range. And Kano, the rat bastard that he is, he'll feel fine sitting back full screen and throwing knives. So that's what Spirit Ball is there for. Spirit Ball is to deal with, if you want to sit back and throw fireballs, I have a fireball that is also going to sort of be able to hold its own. And Spirit Ball does really good damage. Hits for 9%, one of the hardest hitting fireballs in the game. Can't be amplified, but you can actually combo off of it in the corner if you're feeling extra crafty and creative. But also, I mean, just 9% is so much damage for a fireball. So really strong. And arguably, that would be in my build as well. Spirit Ball is really good. And here's that Unga Bunga, the command grab. Abyss trying to block, not the time to block. Ooh, didn't finish the string here. That is a crucial combo drop here from Abyss. So right now, Kano's kind of bullying him here in the corner. Kano's already done almost 50% damage here, and we are barely into this first round. And Kano hasn't been touched, right? This has been all Kano. And here, Abyss swings, and it could have maybe even been from the frustration or just trying to mash his way out of it, misses the combo opportunity. That is going to be tough. And here, top 8 of Champions of the Realm, not the place to be dropping combos. So we'll see if that ends up costing him here. Nice, gets him with the jump in. Ooh, that biomagnetic pull, and he does it as a reversal. So here's what just happened. The biomagnetic pull has deceptive range. Think Ermac's Lift. Think Shang Tsung's Spirit or Soul Steel. The range that actually ends up connecting. Like, if this is, many would argue, half screen, okay? It's a locked Spirit Ball, and typically, what is Kano going to do? This is maybe about 3/4 screen at this point. But, and well, she's coming from, or Abyss is coming from half screen. So, right here, typically, after a blocked Spirit Ball. You don't have to worry about that from Kano. His longest range move is back 4, goes about right here. Maybe forward 4 covers about the same distance, but Kano's not really that much of a threat here with his typical arsenal. But with Biomagnetic Pull, gotcha. And that's unsafe to do, but just throws it out there. And I mean, that's part of the Kano playstyle, though, is you have to be willing to just kind of do it, right? Just kind of throw it out there, see what happens. Because good stuff happens when it connects, and it starts to frustrate your opponent. Here's another grab, just straight up jump in, straight into throw. And there it is, down 1 Kano Ball. Now, part of that down 1 Kano Ball, it wasn't a mix-up anymore. Like, he was guaranteed to do down 1 Kano Ball because down 1 command grab wasn't going to chip out. Abyss has no defensive meter after this command grab right here on the Amplify. So down 1 into Kano Ball is a guaranteed kill in the chip department, because it's going to just burn through the rest of it. Now, Abyss got hit by the first down 1, which makes it even worse. That's going to take 2% off the life bar already, and then there's not much health left to block the rest of it. Decent trade here for Abyss. You get a much better knockdown. You also start to build for your crushing blow. You look at the damage here. That low slide, it hits for what looks to be 10%. And here we see Abyss only taking about 6% there, so definitely going to be trades in his favor. And that time the Spirit Ball actually out of range of the Biomagnetic, or at least interrupted it there because of how quick it is. Spirit Ball is so fast. That's what the key component of Spirit Ball is it's fast. It goes full screen and it's quite quick. Beautiful side switch here from Biohazard. And wow, the late block crushing blow. It's so rare that you see it, but when you do, it is deadly. And there's that reversal Biomagnetic Pull yet again here from Biohazard. Off of a situation where most Noob Saibot players in this particular matchup would say to themselves, Kano is too far away, he can't hurt me. I get to do what I want. Like, this is a decent distance between the two of them. Kano's normals are not going to cover this distance. And Biohazard doesn't need to use a normal because of the build that he's using. And one thing, too, to consider is, we're only 2 months into the custom era. So Biomagnetic Pull is something that players have only had 2 months to really play with and play against. So Abyss, it might be a factor of Abyss is just not necessarily familiar with the range and how he might need to be defensive at more distances now because Biomagnetic Pull is introduced into the mix. Because now it catches him, and Biohazard is almost able to kill. Didn't have the meter for the amplified Kano Ball at the end, but still doing great damage here. The other thing, too, about this combo that Biohazard did, which, by the way, would have killed if he would have called him out this hard, he goes for the anti-breakaway right here. Because Abyss has full defensive bars. Abyss is able to break away out of this. And looking at the situations, Biohazard won the first round. Biohazard has 65% of his health bar intact. Abyss has only got 10% health left. You would think breaking away would be the go-to plan. Abyss doesn't get baited that hard. No breakaway, so the combo doesn't get the scaling reset, which allows him to survive, but also puts him into a very, very dire situation when looking at that health bar. Tries for a wake-up attack, not going to connect, and I don't even know what happened there. It looked like Biomagnetic Pull, but was blocked, but oh no, he got hit there? Ah, man, he must have just caught him flinching, right? Thought he could push a button, not happening, and Biohazard takes game number 1. Oh, one thing also to note, I guess, that isn't going to come up unless I say so, is this is top 8. This is the losers side. It's losers quarterfinals, I believe, is what this is in the bracket. So this is losers bracket action right now. So nicely done by Biohazard. Really seemed like he was in control for a lot of that. And part of that is just like the way that Kano works in general, is that Kano has good tools for a lot of different spacing situations, and in this particular build that he's got, he's even controlling an even further space than would normally be controlled. And another thing to consider also is that that's a space that typically Noob Saibot wants to be throwing low clones from, right? Noob Saibot wants to throw low slide out from around the range where the Biomagnetic Pull is catching him. So now Kano has a tool that's able to challenge within that range. That's going to have Abyss a little hesitant to use that low slide. Alright, Spirit Balls are out. Look at how quick those are. Rapid fire on the blocks as well. Lots of chip damage coming up here. Ooh, nice little micro duck underneath the command grab from Abyss here. Doesn't opt for the uppercut crushing blow, but the thing about 2-4 and then the follow-up right here is not only is there a command grab right here, right, that you can duck underneath, but the string also has a flawless block gap right here. So I believe there's a way that you can time it to duck the command grab, and then if you feather it, brother, then you will also block with flawless block timing the follow-up as well for a flawless block. So that is a deadly tool in Kano's arsenal, but there is defensively an option if you've got the timing and you've gone into the lab to kind of figure that out. It's not easy to time, but it can be done. All right, building up those clones, and now into the zoning. Spirit Balls are out. Life leads in Abyss's favor as well, so feeling comfortable, but the big jump in from Biohazard. Ooh, no follow-up. This is getting real close. Abyss is going to find the opening here. And I like what Abyss did there. So, we saw earlier in Abyss's build, he has the sickle snag. But because it's the end of the round, he doesn't want to... There's no need to go for a sickle snag. What you want to do at the end of the round, if you can, is build a clone. And that's exactly what Abyss does. So he gets that low slide out there. One more clone on the way to 10 for that crushing blow. And as a noob Cybot player, if you really want to play him at the maximum level, you do need to be considering those low slides and how many you need, and making sure that you're optimizing the way that you're acquiring those clone hits. So the end of the round is a perfect time to go for a clone hit. And in some cases, yeah, sacrifice. If you know your combo is not going to kill, sacrifice a little bit of damage and get the clone, and then follow up with another combo anyway, because you're going to have to. Jumps out. This could be big. The Amplify in the corner. No! That is unfortunate. As a noob Cybot player, or former noob Cybot player, got a little bit of a bias here. So Abyss gets the big jump out. Goes for, and this is actually a launcher in the corner. Noob Cybot's amplified slide knocks your opponent way the fuck in the sky and allows for combo follow-ups here. But unfortunately, Abyss doesn't get the combo follow-up, which could have been down one into back one fatal blow. Like, that could have been fatal blow. He's got fatal blow ready. He could have done a fatal blow combo there. Granted, Biohazard could have potentially broken out of it, so, there are a handful of other things to consider there, but because of the combo drop, we don't have to worry about any of that, and Biohazard keeps his defensive meter. Nice anti-air from down 4. Look at the way that this covers. Noob Cybot's down 4 is such a great anti-air tool and poke. One thing also to consider, it's as fast as his down 3. His down 3 and his down 4, same speed. But here's the thing. Down 3 is good for low profiling. It gets him real low to the ground. But his down 4 has this hurt box where it covers up above his head. So as that sickle comes out of his back, it's covering him as a anti-air, essentially. And like I was saying, it's just as fast as his down 3. They're both, I think, like 9 frames or something like that. Single digits. At worst it's like 1 frame more, but I'm pretty sure they're both the same. Been a while since I looked. In fact, let's look. We have Combat Academy here. Shout out to Raptor. He does such a great job with this site and having everything available for the learning. Yo, what's going on, Knots Cash? And let's take a look at the normals here. So down 3, startup 9 frames. Down 4, startup 9 frames. So single digit startup. But the way that it has this extra coverage of covering over his head makes it way, way better. So that is what we see Abyss opting to use here. It's going to get him an anti-air. And full combo could follow up there. Biohazard opts for the breakaway, but he is in a bit of a crucial situation right now. Fatal Blow is available, so any kind of stray hit confirmed from Abyss will be deadly. Such as... Oh no! Abyss somehow too far away. I'm almost stunned. I don't know what's happening here with Abyss. Abyss has been making some unfortunate mistakes. Still catches him though, and ooh, beautiful, beautiful brutality there. I honestly, I almost got heartbroken for him, but he stabilized on that one. I am curious that that didn't connect, though. I would have thought that that would typically connect. It must have been a thing where at maximum range they end up recovering too quick from it. More of the goofball stuff. The goofball stuff, man. There's some of those weird interactions for things that just, like... It's a problem for some characters, and it's not a problem at all for others. So we're going to move into game number 3 here now. Biohazard looks like he'll be sticking it out with the Kano pick. And we do also continue... Well, actually, so there is a switch and variation here. So we saw Biohazard in the previous games was using the biomagnetic pull. And that was actually catching Abyss off guard because it actually has quite a deep range to it, much further than the rest of Kano's normals. Seems like, though, didn't get as much mileage out of it after he won it in that second game. So now we've got the Vegemite buff. And we saw how fond of throwing that spirit ball out there Abyss is, right? Abyss is happy to get his zoning game on. And Vegemite shuts that down. If Kano's got the Vegemite buff on, it is not a good idea to just spam out a bunch of spirit balls. It is something that can be reacted to, and the recovery on it is not quick enough that you'll be able to block the Kano ball. Maybe at full screen you can get away with something, but for the most part, not going to happen. So that is going to sort of temper and calm down the zoning game that Abyss is trying to bring to the table. Although not going to stop him from immediately opening up with this back away low slide. But Biohazard wants the Vegemite immediately. That's what he's looking for. Because Vegemite is going to be a great asset here. So before Biohazard even takes a swing at anybody, Vegemite up. Make sure you have access to that armor. Now, he doesn't end up being able to use it, but he does still nonetheless have access to it here. And that is going to, ideally, discourage Abyss from being too zoning heavy. There's another Vegemite buff. And now he can do his own zoning. Nice punish there, though, from Abyss. Biohazard perhaps a little too aggressive there. Goes for the jump into the Kano ball. Didn't kind of wait it out to see what his opponent would do. Because that's one of the things about Kano ball. If you just jump as a Kano player, which is in fact what Biohazard did at the start of the game, he jumped back. If you see somebody else jump, Kano ball. Immediately. That shit beats everything in terms of an air-to-air challenge. I haven't seen anything that wins in air-to-air. So jumping around, it's somewhat safe. There, he didn't go for the Kano ball, so got beat. Another jump there. Going to get the launcher. Biohazard's got Fatal Blow available here as well. Not likely going to use it here, but the next follow-up combo, if it ends up breaking armor, now just doesn't need to do anything but hit him. Ooh, that'll kill, though. Nicely done by Abyss. And the big thing there, too, he used armor. Right now, Biohazard's just trying to be aggressive. He doesn't have much meter to work with, so he's just trying to keep his turn and see what he can do till he gets that meter back. And Abyss is sitting on a lot of resources, so he spends them. Just why not? Interactable. It's got armor attached to it as well, so he's able to get through the damage that Biohazard is trying to bring, and didn't have to spend his own Fatal Blow as well. So that would have been another source of armor, but he opted to keep that, and with him jumping in, he might have actually gotten over it with the way that Noob Saibot's Fatal Blow ends up working. I think he probably would have caught him, but still, you never know. And Fatal Blow armor has a different startup time. Nice short hop over it. But Biohazard just still continuing this lockdown. So this is a bit of a noob complaint almost about this character. I love that you can go for restands here, but the thing about this restand is it's not very plus, okay? I like that Abyss has gone for this combo. I like that he's going for a restand situation because Kano does have meter. Biohazard does have meter, so you don't necessarily want to deal with some of the... I mean, the character already is making you guess enough. Don't guess on their wake-up as well. Might as well eliminate as many situations as you can. So he goes for the restand. It's not a lot of damage. It's going to peter out at about 243 here. But what does also happen is you only get like +5. And you see Biohazard's immediately challenging, right? He throws out his own down one to try to do something. But Abyss's normal that he does challenge with is so slow that he can't even get the punish. Granted, Abyss doesn't really care as much because the other thing that he's doing here is he's creating space. Okay, he doesn't have the meter for the amplify, but at this range, Kano's not going to be able to do much about it other than maybe a reversal Kano ball. And I don't even think that will punish. But I could be wrong. Yep, not going to happen. He just dashes up and goes for the overhead, and Abyss guesses wrong, though. So that was an option. I was honestly just covering myself on the jigs. Ooh, and this should be the kill. Oh, no, he doesn't have the meter. Oh, does he not have lumbar check anymore? I thought he did. Interesting choice. And there it is. Air to air. Kano ball wins almost every single time. So Vegemite buff immediately. Round starts, and the first thing that Biohazard's going for is getting that Vegemite buff. The distance that these two characters are at is enough to warrant Abyss starting to throw out projectiles. Right? That's a healthy and comfortable distance for zoning to begin. And because of that, Biohazard wants an answer. So Vegemite buff is up, and now he'll be ready to apply his own zoning and armor right through any that Abyss does. And he absolutely is able to do that. 147 damage is the reward. And now he just keeps pressure, right? Now it's Biohazard's turn. He's in there. He's doing stuff. He's already deleted a grip of that health bar, and it's only been 15 seconds. And look at that, the Vegemite mid combo. That is so sick. What I'm also curious about too is, so one thing that some people don't actually know is that when you have the Vegemite buff active, you get access to a new Kano ball, and it's the up Kano ball. So it's Kano ball, and then he goes up into the air. So if people are trying to jump over your Kano ball, you can actually catch them. But one thing to note about the up Kano ball is that it does more damage. Don't know why, but it do. So if you do this sort of combo right here, you can actually do the up Kano ball, and it will give you extra damage. Now, he's so close that you can't even tell. Maybe you can, actually. If you look at Kano, when he does the Kano ball, let's slow it down here. When he does this Kano ball here at the end, look at how he's popping up into the air. And even his trajectory from that. So that leads me to believe that he was doing an up Kano ball. And that's how you want to do it, is you want to do that up Kano ball, because that up Kano ball is going to net you extra damage. And you only have it when you've got the Vegemite buff. So it doesn't work in normal stuff, but with the Vegemite buff, you got bonus damage. And take advantage of it at every opportunity. Biohazard ducks the throw attempt from Abyss, and now he's got the lead here. Biohazard up 2-1 over Abyss. So we're going to move into game number 4 here. Abyss on the back foot needs to come up with an answer. I'm curious if we'll see any kind of switch from him in either the character or variation department. So far, continuing to see the same thing here. So lots of commitment from these players here. And I think that's going to also be something that we'll see a lot more of, is players sticking to their guns with stuff. Just because in a lot of cases, these are the characters that they've dedicated a lot of time to. So it makes sense to stick it out with the character that you're most confident and most comfortable with. There are obviously a handful of matchup scenarios that players feel might be lopsided that they'll want to switch up for, but in a lot of situations, you'll see players really sticking to what they go for out of the gate. There are a handful of players, though, that do like to switch it up as well. There's another Kano ball here, mid-combo. Down 4 into it as well. Okay, so here's Abyss's chance to get some damage. Also gets a clone on the board, and that was about 30%. Also had good Oki at the end, right? The distance that they ended up at was pretty decent. Ooh, tick throws, though. Tick throws are widely available here, and the armor break from Biohazard as well. So not only is he getting in with a tick throw, which is scary enough as it is, and it's not a tick throw off of a poke. Almost every character with a command grab can tick throw off of some of their pokes. He's doing it off of a string that is, mind you, plus. The string is plus if he finishes it. So it's either a plus string or you get grabbed. Guess. Guess wrong. Tries for another command grab, perhaps expecting a roll from Abyss. Abyss has been a little bit less likely to use his breakaway. He uses it right here though, but he doesn't like using it, and he gets called out. Armor breaker. Like, Abyss has got, or Biohazard's got all the answers here. He's really making the call outs. Goes in with the overhead. Flawless block reduces the pushback on that, looks like. And down one, Kano Ball. And Abyss with no defensive meter. He may have had the health to survive that, but may. Like, it would have been close even if he had blocked it. So now Biohazard's on set point, which means he's probably going to feel a lot more confident going a little wild here. That's the first time we've seen forward 3 here in the set. Down ones, down ones. There's some pokes coming out. Oh, got him. Vegemite buff up. Let's go. Okay, a little bit too far away, and I'm still curious if he's expecting a roll. One of the things with rolls is that if you do time it wrong, they can actually get around behind you if you time it wrong. So Biohazard, he backs up first, so he's not right on top of his opponent, so that if they did roll, when the active frames come out, they're not all the way behind him. So he does this command grab, but Abyss doesn't roll, and he's going to get a punish for it as well. What's going on, Hijinks? Look at that. Do you see what happens? Look at how much of a deterrent Vegemite buff is. Abyss sends him full screen. The full screen go-to as a noob Cybot player is, yo, let's get some zoning going, right? Like, I've got projectiles. Let's throw them. Vegemite comes up. No more. Abyss is done. He's out of the fireball game. He's retired from the fireball game while Vegemite's up. And that allows Biohazard to get in. He will be punished for his attempt. And here we see zoning. Vegemite's up. I'm done. I'm done. Now it's all Kano's turn. That is such an incredible deterrent for almost every zoning option in the game. There are a handful of moves that can deal with Vegemite, but just being able to say, hey, fuck you, try and throw something else, is such a great deterrent to get people to, all right, I'm done. I'm not going to shoot you anymore. You win. And then Kano can still throw his projectiles, right? He's not restricted. It doesn't stop him from zoning. And it's underrated. You don't see it used as much, but in the right matchups, particularly against characters that want to be throwing a lot of projectiles at you, access to Vegemite, even if you take a little damage in the process, you will see players kind of drop the gun and want to go to fisticuffs because dealing with Vegemite it's not in their favor. Nobody's got a 15% projectile. Even Noob's 9% projectile is losing in the damage department on a trade versus a Vegemite buffed Kano Ball. Look at that, 15% there off of it. Alright, pressure now, Biohazard, he's close, and the fatal blow. What a decision by Abyss. I did not see that coming. Abyss counting on it, though, that his opponent didn't see it coming either. He's just going to let it rip. You know, he needs to get his opponent off of him. Biohazard has been a bully. He's been kind of breathing down his neck the entire time whenever he wants to, so going for the fatal blow is going to be a get off me and kind of let Biohazard know, I am still here, I'm still alive, you better watch out. Granted, he can't do it again. I mean, he's got to win this game if he's going to introduce that problem again, because it is off the table here for the final round. Lots of zoning coming out. Ooh, Vegemite actually failing him there. Nice jump in, breakaway immediately to get out of it. No punish, though. Kano recovering extremely quick off that spit string. Nice. That's what you got to be doing. That up kick is going to be a great anti-air. And Kano players like to jump. They know that they control the airspace with air Kano balls, so having an anti-air available is really, really strong. Alright, nice anti-air. There it is again from Abyss. We were talking about Noob Saibot's anti-air before. Down 4 is the way to go. Look at where this is hitting his opponent, okay? This is prime jumping in time, right? This is the apex. This is a boot coming for the face. Or no, he was going for a punch, actually. But and he gets caught. He gets caught trying to jump in on that. It is down 4 is so good. With him all the way up there, still getting anti-aired. And it allows a conversion here. Alright. Ooh. Oh, wow. So Abyss was worried about a command grab, is what I'm thinking here. This exchange is down to the wire. Abyss has already spent his fatal blow, so Biohazard doesn't have to worry about that. But this little exchange right here of them on block, Abyss is worried about him staggering into a command grab, so he short hops. Once he short hops, can't block anymore, and Biohazard is there with a clean hit confirm straight into fatal blow, and that's going to be the set here for Biohazard. I love that hit confirm there. He was waiting for anything to hit into fatal blow, and he found a hit, right? He found the mark. and that's what got him. I want to say MVPs, though, for this match, gotta be Vegemite Buff. I truly think that Vegemite Buff was a big part of what made that match so heavily in Biohazard's favor, was the ability to discourage Abyss from getting his own zoning game started in the form of dealing with low slide as well as that Spirit Ball. Spirit Ball was going to be not happening, and as soon as he got the Vegemite buff up, you saw that Abyss was more hesitant about throwing those projectiles out because the trades just weren't going to be in his favor. Not only that, once you lose those trades, now Kano's in and on top of you, and you're dealing with him in a new way that is not fun either. So, but there's not much you can do about it. I mean, the zoning keeps him away from you from doing that, but once you let him get the Vegemite buff up, he's free to get in when he wants. Now, if he just does a random Kano Ball, you can punish it, but if they're patient and they walk in and they knife you or they throw knives at you while they walk in, you basically, in a lot of ways, just kind of let him get in because the risk of having him Kano Ball through that is so heavy, and you don't want to let it happen. So Biohazard, he's going to move on to actually get second place here in this event in week 4 of Champions of the Realm. So he makes it all the way to Grand Finals. This was a loser's bracket match, and he's going to just grind it out through the gauntlet. So Biohazard has been doing such a great job as of late. Really big props to him and congratulations. And of course, want to give a big thanks to Destroyer for allowing me to do this and go over this footage here. I appreciate him saying that it was alright for me to take a look here at this Champions of the Realm footage, which is arguably the biggest event that we have in the scene that is not ran by the devs themselves. So Destroyer and Caboose putting on an incredible show. Make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you guys are getting signed up to participate in that. And who knows? You participate in that, I might be analyzing one of your matches one of these days as well. So that could be pretty fun. So, shout out to them, shout out to Destroyer, and we will catch you next time with some Pro Tour events. Those are going to be what's coming up next here on Match Analysis.